Yo, what is good YouTube? I'm Richie Kim, and today I'm going to be bringing you all the performance review on the Nike LeBron 18 Low. Before we get started, if you all enjoy sneaker content just like this, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down below. But anyways, let's get right into it. As always, starting off with the traction, the LeBron 18 Low features pretty much the exact same traction pattern as the LeBron 18, and what you're gonna get is like these squares or diamonds up in the forefoot area, and then like these spiked diamonds down here in the heel area. And the traction on here, if you're playing on a clean court, it's not a problem. However, you know, for everyone else that's playing on your 24-hour fitness courts, LA fitness courts, yeah, you know, on those lateral movements, you're gonna slide sometimes, and it's just not the best. You won't slide all the time. It's rather inconsistent, but yeah, just something to keep in mind if you are playing on, you know, one of those average mildly dusty to really dusty courts. Most of us are playing on those types of courts. You know, that's what I play on most of the time. And yeah, that was my experience. But if you are playing on the cleaner courts, the traction is really nice. But everyone else, you'll probably experience some slipping here and there, especially on those hard lateral movements. So moving on to the cushion, the LeBron 18 Low features a full-length React midsole with a large 270 air unit in the back. And just like in the LeBron 18, this air unit is very nice, a lot of impact protection, it's very bouncy. And up in the forefoot, you do have this React midsole, which is actually caged pretty much all around, but it still feels really nice. For a foam, it is very bouncy, very comfortable. The only bad thing about this cushion setup is, you know, you're obviously not low to the ground. You do feel kind of high, and you don't have a lot of court feel and responsiveness just because of how thick this cushion is and how bouncy it is. But you know, if you aren't looking to be the most responsive or have a lot of court feel and just going for straight impact protection, this shoe has definitely got you covered. Like I said before, the React is really nice. Not as nice as a Zoom, obviously, because you can't really beat Zoom Air, let's be real. But this React is pretty close, and it's very comfortable. So if you all are looking for maximum impact protection, this has definitely got you covered. However, if you want a more responsive feeling cushion setup or, you know, more court feel, then this is definitely not the way to go. So moving on to the materials, the LeBron 18 Low features a full mesh material, and it feels like a combination of like some kind of screen mesh and textile mesh. And it is definitely not the best feeling, especially for the price point of this shoe. However, it does get the job done in terms of the performance, so I guess I can't really complain. However, one thing I do think is an upgrade from the LeBron 18 is the fact that this material actually keeps you, you know, more planted on the footbed when you're doing those hard lateral movements. Whereas, you know, in the LeBron 18, you could have the potential to, you know, roll off the footbed just because the materials couldn't keep you on the footbed. However, here, this mesh material combined with like these like fuse and this like really hard fuse wings on the lateral side and the medial side, it really does help keep yourself on the footbed. So I do think that is a great upgrade from the LeBron 18. However, you know, I wish they could have done it with a little bit like better materials, just because this definitely is not the best feeling. But like I said, in terms of the performance, it gets the job done just fine. As you move towards the back of the shoe, you do have like this synthetic suede or almost, I guess, like felt material for the heel area of the shoe, which I guess is a premium touch because, you know, the shoe is pretty much using mesh everywhere else. But yeah, it is what it is. Moving towards the tongue, I do think this is kind of like an upgrade as well, just because the tongue up here isn't made out of that rubber that like is really abrasive. So I do like this material a little bit better. However, on here, the tongue is also very thin. So if you do like to crank down your laces, you will feel the laces dig into your foot a little bit. So just be careful. They did try to alleviate that though, using these wide laces, but you still can feel the pressure if you do crank them down too hard. Overall, the material usage from a quality standpoint could have been a lot better. However, in terms of that performance, it gets the job done just fine. So moving on to the fit, I would say that the LeBron 18 Low does fit true to size. If you are a really wide footer, I would probably suggest you go up a half size. I'm a slightly wide footer. I went true to size, and I felt a lot of pressure right here where this like lateral wing is, this fuse wing, and it doesn't really go away because it's fused and you can only break it in so much. And you know, after hours and hours of playing in this shoe, I still feel the pressure every single time I put these shoes on. So that is definitely something to watch out for. Also right here, kind of where like the wings meet, this whole area right here is very, very snug. So that is something to also watch out for if you do have, you know, wider feet. Everyone else, I think you should be fine going true to size. Wide footers, go up a half size just to be safe. Overall, the fit of the shoe is pretty good. There is a very minimal amount of dead space up in the toe box area, and I feel like everywhere else is pretty snug on my foot at least. So yeah, overall, I would say that the fit in the shoe is true to size and it's pretty good. Moving on to the support, I had absolutely zero issues with the support in this shoe. You do have some like heel sculpting or like heel pillows in this shoe. It's nothing intense or anything like that, but it's enough to make sure that, you know, your heel isn't going anywhere. I didn't have any heel slippage in this shoe. And then like I mentioned earlier, I do believe that the materials do a lot better job of keeping your foot onto that footbed. So personally, I didn't have any issues of my foot sliding on that footbed or like trying to roll off and, you know, causing some ankle issues. And then in terms of that lateral stability, you know, just like before, I feel like the base is wide enough so that you aren't going to roll over as well. And then in terms of the torsional rigidity and stability, this thing is hella stiff, so you will be covered on that. In terms of the support, I do believe this is also an upgrade compared to the regular LeBron 18. And I'm really glad that they made these changes because there were definitely some flaws in the support areas for the LeBron 18. And yeah, I think the LeBron 18 Low addressed all those issues. So the LeBron 18 Low retails for $160. And you know, for $160, I would say it's a pretty good performer. Yeah, you know, the materials could have been a lot better, especially for that price point, because $160 is really expensive and the materials on here just don't match that price. However, from a purely performance standpoint, I do think these are really good. If you all want that impact protection, a lot of it, this has definitely got you covered. But if you are looking for a more responsive feeling shoe, you want to feel quick on your feet, you want great cord feel, this is definitely not the way to go. So it pretty much all comes down to that, honestly, and the traction. Like if you want top tier traction, this is definitely not got you unless you're playing on your cleaner cords. You know, so it really just comes down to that kind of preference. Me personally, the only times I would ever play in this shoe is, you know, if I'm like just trying to have a relaxing day. I prefer like a lot of impact protection, you know, or like my legs are really dead and I just want to wear a shoe that, you know, will help me recover. This is that shoe that I would play in, but you know, if I'm really trying, this is definitely not the shoe that I would personally be playing in just because of that lack of cord feel and because the traction isn't the best. That's pretty much it for this performance review. If you all like this video, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button down below. Also smash that thumbs up button for me as it really does help me out. While you guys are at it, check out this video on my left and on my right, and that's pretty much it. Until next time, peace.